Yeah, good day, people. The King James Bible, Acts chapter 17, verse 23 says, I'm God. It says, as I passed by your devotions, I came across this inscription that read, to the unknown God, whom therefore ignorantly worship him, declare I unto you. Declare I unto you. Okay? To you. There's two of us. I have a twin brother. His name is Orion Thomas Nilsson. He's an identical twin brother. I don't know why he's named that, but I think that Nilsson is his last name. Orion Thomas Nilsson. And I'm James Ian Werbiski. Now, Orion Thomas Nilsson was living in the Yukon and had my ID for 53 years. They switched us at birth. They got us mixed up. And he was in the military, which basically was me. I have green eyes. And I had Thomas. And I had Orion Thomas Nelson's ID. Now, when I was in the Merrill household last summer, where I was living, they switched us out. Now, I don't know where Thomas is, but what I do know is my real name is James Ian Werbiski, and Thomas, when he had my ID, he amassed a criminal record on it and can't drive and all of that. But yet, Orion Thomas Nelson actually doesn't have any convictions. I didn't get any convictions. I have a driver's license and everything under that name. So I'm kind of pissed off. What I want to do is I'm thinking of talking to somebody, to an inspector, to try to get an investigation going, because I want my criminal record gone. I want it gone legally because I'm not a criminal. They switched us at birth. No, I don't know what you're thinking, Mom, or what you're thinking, Edgar, but you have a clone, or you have an identical twin brother, and he's not Jin. The Jin, Thejinn, Edgar Jacob Ischanko, Ianachanko. There you go. Right. The brown-eyed. So the brown-eyed is the same. He's probably the Jinn. He might be even Jinn. I don't know. But I'm not Jinn. I'm human. I came into being. Yeah. So anyways, Mom, why did you lie to me when I was a kid? Why didn't you tell me that I have an identical twin brother named Thomas, the twin? Why didn't you tell me that I have an identical twin brother? Why did you hide all of this from me? So I did a scoop by. I went up and got to look all over the earth and took records and stuff. There's three of us. There's Thomas, there's me, and then there's E.T. Ian down at the Antarctic base, and he came by, and we did a whole bunch of notes and records and that. So this is what I found out. About 60% of the people on Earth are clones, are clone copies of humans that have different names and have identification, birth certificates, all of that, and that's way against the law. The Ten Commandments say, "Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. Thou shalt not make unto Kenneth Lee any graven image." That's right. Ian Jen or Kenneth Lee, George Martinson, Sophie Martinson. That's right. You're not allowed. You shall not bow down to them. You shall not worship them. For I, the Lord, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity up to the third and fourth generations. So keep in mind, so now that YouTube knows that, look at my face really good, I am God. I have green eyes. I don't have brown eyes. I absolutely have green eyes. They keep switching me. I have absolutely green eyes. My clone, they keep putting my clone on. Every time I look on my phone or I take a picture, they switch it with my clone, so you can't see my green eyes. I have bright green eyes. I don't have brown eyes. I don't have a scar down there. I don't have that scar on there. I don't have a scar there. And I'm totally not. I got a bullet hole in my head. See, I've got this. I've got brain damage over here from the war. I've got a huge bullet hole right in my head. And on the top there, I've got a huge bullet hole on the side of my head. I got a huge bullet hole. See, I got a bullet hole right on my side of my head. From being in the war, I got shot down. Yeah, man. And so what I'm pleading with you people is somebody needs to grab a brain, Uncle Rod. Like, I don't know the states are making clones of people, and then people are murdering the clones, and then the people are getting thrown in jail for murdering the clones. And then the people, like same as Christine Jessup. Christine Jessup had a clone, and her clone was murdered. So where's Christine Jessup? Christine Jessup, from the bloodline of Jesse. A stem of Herod, a stem of Jesse. Christine belonged to me. So where is Christine Jessup? That's for real, sure. That's like 100% good information. That never happened. So now, I think that the United States is not obeying. So why do we have people flying around in spaceships up there and abducting people, switching people in and out, and doing all kinds of weird, messed up stuff like that? Why is that going on? Why are we cloning people? We're not allowed to make clones of people. It says specifically in the Bible. Now, I quote very well, that I am a direct descendant of King James from 1611, from Scotland, King James. I am a direct descendant of King James, and I am going to be King James. I'm going to be in charge of the monarchy. When Queen Elizabeth dies, I'm going to be the monarchy. I'm going to take the throne, because they broke succession from King George. King George couldn't have children, so the throne fell on to Queen Victoria, and Queen Victoria married her cousin, Prince Albert, who was German. And then, again, Queen Elizabeth's father married his cousin. So that the family that's saying they're royal is not even royal by blood. The Watson Buchanan family hold the bloodline, the royal bloodline, as well as the bloodline of Jesus Christ. You didn't know that, Uncle Rod? Yeah. And YouTube, I am not threatening anybody, but you cannot take my access to the media away. If you do take my access to the media away, I can legally, I'm not threatening anybody, but I can legally put anybody to death that takes my access away to the media. We have the right to tell the truth. We don't have the food resources to feed all these people. How are we going to get the food? We've got those harps on earth. They're burning the earth up and everything like that. You're wrecking the earth. Those harps are putting voices in people's heads. You guys are pumping sarin nerve gas throughout the sewers. You've been torturing me for over 10 years through the sewer system. You've been pumping nerve gas everywhere I've been going through the sewer system for over 10 years. And about 3 years before that, you were pumping nerve gas throughout the whole water system. So what are we going to do? How are we going to change? We're not allowed to make clones. You're not allowed to make a clone of somebody and then give it a name and put it somewhere else. So you're aware, Rhoda Ischenko, that you have an identical twin sister. Do you know that? You have an identical twin sister named Annie. Her name is Annabelle Watson. You have an identical twin sister. You're a twin too, Mom. Yeah, you and Uncle Rod, you have an identical twin sister. And Uncle Rod has a clone. But you have an identical twin sister. That's right. Now, why didn't you tell me that I have a twin brother named Thomas? How come you did not tell me this? That I have an identical twin brother. And that Heidi and I, me and Thomas, are identical twins. We were born and we were separated at birth, and Heidi was in there with us too. Why didn't you tell me this? My Bible says I have a brother named Thomas, Mom. The Lord said to my Lord, the Lord said, Tommy Lord, sit at my right hand till I make your enemies your footstool. That clearly says Thomas the twin. Now, I'm a doctor. I studied law for 4 years after I got out of the war. After I got out of the military, I was in the military, in the Navy, flew fighter jets. Oh yeah, I was in America and all over the place. I'm like one of the most decorated fighter pilots on earth. I have the Silver Star. I've got medals I've got Purple Hearts, 2 Purple Hearts. And I got like my medals just hang all the way down. They go completely down my chest. I have that many medals from the war. I'm a veteran. And this is how you treat your veterans? So like it or not, Joe Biden, I don't care what you think of me. Like it or not, I am God and I'm in charge of the earth. And I don't like what's going on. The black budgets, that needs to stop. You guys need to stop worshiping Negroes. They're not the top. The Anunnaki, the earth doesn't belong to them. I am the alligator god. I have green eyes. If you look at me and I pull my glasses off, you will see my eyes are bright green. They're not brown. They're green. And I have a brother with brown eyes. And Edgar Jacob Ashanko, Ewan's not a clone. Ewan's human. You're the clone. You're the jinn. It's not Ewan. Ewan's human. Ewan likes me. I've known Ewan my whole life. Ewan's helped me out lots, man. Why should I fucking lie about this? I'm not going to lie about this anymore. So why are people continuing to do this? And when I ask you guys politely and I say, can we move forward? Can I help you guys? And I suggest this, and you all know, you got to lie about this and all of that. Well, no, it says it's the truth that's going to set you free. So why don't you guys want me to set you free? Why won't you let me help? There's two options, people. We have two options. Listen, Chrystia Freeland and Justin Trudeau, the government legally only has to meet once a year, and ratification on all bills in the House of Commons or whatever only get passed once every 5 years. Now, why is Bill Jameson welding up all these sewer systems, pulling sarin gas in there? Why isn't Bill Jameson in jail for what he's doing? He's a criminal. Where's he getting all his money? The 24 welders? Really? So we have 24, let me quote this. You have one Bill Jameson and 23 clones of Bill Jameson that have ID, they're driving fucking 50, 60, 80, $150,000 Dodge trucks, living in mansions while I'm starving. That's right. I want an arrest warrant put out for Bill Jameson immediately, and I want him picked up and I want him jailed on charges of terrorism. I want Harjit Sajjan Singh removed from his post immediately, Justin. He is going to be taken off of that post. He is no longer in charge of defense. You cannot start taking swipes at innocent fucking military veterans for 30-year-old sexual assault offenses that didn't even happen. And you're removing people and lying about stuff like that. That is disgusting. Art's not guilty of anything. What did Art do? Oh, being drunk in a public place? Yeah, maybe. Fucking mischief? Maybe. But how's he guilty of sexual assault? He never touched that girl. Not at all. He didn't touch her in any way, shape, or form. So how's he guilty of sexual assault? I got Danny Fortin off. I got the other one, Jonathan Vance, off. I represent Jonathan Vance. I'm going to represent Ron Jeremy, the porn star. I'm going to get Ron Jeremy off. Why are you guys picking on these innocent people? See, Ron Jeremy's in a profession. You know, pornography is not really a good deal in that, but really, charged for molesting 30 people, Joe Biden? Come on now. For sexually assaulting 30 people. Come on, Joe Biden. Really? That's just stupid. You mean that 30 people, he molested 30 people and not one person came forward, and all of a sudden all 30 came forward at once? Well, he did this to her. Come on. It's like saying that that you're a junkie and you use needles all day when you're not. That's like me trying to say you. That's defamation of character. He can sue you for slander. He can sue the Justice Department and the FBI for slander and defamation of character. You can't do that to people. The uncle knowing God, my nose is broken, is like Owen Wilson's the uncle knowing God, whom therefore I ignorantly worship him, declare I unto you. Thomas. There's both of us. Now, Thomas, godwerbiski@gmail.com. You have my phone number. You need to get a hold of me, Thomas. We need to settle this out, Thomas. You have a criminal record. I don't, Thomas. You have brown eyes. I have green eyes. No, I'm not taking your ID. so I can get stuck while you go in living the good life to being the king and all of that. I don't think so. I am King James. You have brown eyes. If anything, Thomas, you would be Jin. I'm not the Jin. Edgar Jacobushenko has brown eyes. He's Jin. See, Ewan's not it. Ed's trying to say Ewan's it. Ewan's not it. I'm not it either. So you people, you can't kill Thomas. You have to trust me, Thomas. But, I don't have a criminal record. You need to get all of this moved off so I can get my driver's license back. I need my driver's license back, and I need my record cleared. So I have James Ian Werbiski, and you're going to have to tell the police all this. We're going to have to prove this to him, Thomas, so we can do this. You're going to have to do this. I don't care, Mom. You're going to find Thomas, and you're going to do this. Well, we're tired of your garbage. Really? My garbage? What did I do? Ed's the one running around saying he's Jesus. He lied to Brian Mulroney. Not Ewan that lied. Oh, no, son. He says, I'm not lying. He says, I'm here to help you. It's Ed that's a terrorist. He's a Pakistani. He's a terrorist. Same as Harjit Sajjan Singh. You're not allowed to pump nerve gas through the sewer system. You're not allowed to do that. Now, again, I'm going to speak once and only once. This is Legionnaire's disease. It's not COVID illness. It's Legionnaire's disease, and it's being pumped through the sewer system. I'm not going to say any more. That's going to stop. It's not a pandemic. I am God, and I have the power. I have the power to completely erase everybody on earth. YouTube, you cannot take my right to the freedom of speech. YouTube belongs to me. I have a big Y on my chest. YouTube is my channel. CBC, Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. I'm not the clone. It's Thomas, if anybody's a clone. It's Thomas. I'm not the clone. Neither is Ewan. Ewan's a good person. He wants me to get the earth and get it under control. I don't know who to talk to, like to talk to the Queen. How do I go about doing this? Mom, I need help, and you guys don't cry. You're all just like, man, this is, then like, why don't you guys tell the truth? You don't realize that, you guys got a clone of Kenneth Oakley, you got a clone of Donald Tomlin, you got a Heidi, the blue-eyed Heidi in Haines Junction is a clone. The brown-eyed Heidi, the green-eyed Heidi is actually in the book of Matthew. Which is the great commandment? Jesus. Which is the great commandment? High is the great commandment. Heidi ist a Greta commandment. Heidi ist a Greta commandment. Yeah, so, and that didn't happen. I didn't have the right to be with Heidi and have Heidi's help. You all lied to me, took Heidi away from me, and then I was in the military, and then you used my sperm and Elizabeth Shue's egg, and you stole my sperm, and you made Elijah Ischanko, and then you put Elizabeth's egg in Heidi. And then Heidi gives birth to this child that's Elizabeth Shue. I am that actress, Elizabeth Shue, the famous Elizabeth Shue. I am her husband legally by that when we have a child together. And Heidi gave birth to this child. Yeah, 100% Elijah. And you guys, as I said, Elijah has come, and you guys did to Elijah as you wished. You're aging him. He looks like a beast. You're all aging him. You don't have the right to age my son. What gives you the right to age my son? I'm just being really fair. I'm not threatening anybody. Please don't take my speech off. If you do take my speech off, I'm going to have you arrested and charged with kidnapping me. And as a federal offense, you're going to do a lot of jail time. I'm going to go right after the top CEO of YouTube. You cannot do this to me anymore. I am trying not to put any bad speech on there, but you guys cannot kidnap people. You cannot lie about pandemics. This is not a pandemic. The gospel of Judas Iscariot, in the Nag Hammadi scriptures says that when I was 8 years old, I had Legionnaire's disease. The East Indians tried to murder me with Legionnaire's disease. When I was in Vancouver, Mom, Margaret Baki was holding my hand, and the gray aliens came down. They came down, all of them came down and saved my life. They unhooked the air oxygen tanks, and they put a tube in me. They drained me out. I remember you weren't there, Mom. You were not there, period. Margaret Baki was there for 3 days with me, holding my hand. She never left once. Not once. She never ate or nothing. Stayed with me for 3 days. You were nowhere to be found. My memory serves me well. Now you're tired of my garbage. You have my phone number. Why don't you phone me and tell me why you're tired of my garbage? So why is Ewan? Why do you have pictures of Ewan in your house? See, there's a lot of stuff, people. Same as Alan McIntosh. You know, Alan McIntosh is dying of cancer. He's got a clone with weird brownish black eyes that's dying of brain cancer. And now once he dies, now Alan Ian McIntosh has no ID or nothing. So what's he going to do? Sneak around and like that? You can't sneak around and be sneaky like that, President Biden. You people cannot do that. Well, we don't know what's going on. This is for them. Well, Biden, Joe Biden, you are to not give any more money for black budgets. Nobody's getting any more money. I am God, and I have proof I'm God. You're not giving anybody money. Adam Joseph Chinnery is not Jesus Christ. You're not giving him any money. You're not giving any money to anybody. And the only person that you are to trust is me. And there's another person. She's Spanish. She's a war veteran. Her name is Spaz. I call her Spaz. The 10th commandment is 'Thou shalt not covet. And that's the vet in the Yukon, Michelle Oakley. 'Thou shalt not covet. Vet. Just me. That's my wife. She's from James. Same as I. I am a direct descendant of James the Righteous. So is she. We have the same lineage. Comes through Grandma Watson. Yeah, through Grandma. That's right. So Joe Biden, I urge you to think before you act. I urge YouTube to think before you act. I am God. I am telling you the truth. I have the power to take lives. Just at random, can just completely take life immediately like that. Believe me, I am not lying. I'm telling the truth. I want to help you people. We can't afford to feed it. We can't afford to be making clones. That's against, there's 10 commandments. In the law that the British Commonwealth is founded on, it's on the deity of the Godhead as being supreme. Same as the Constitution. Same as the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. And that all says me, the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. That's right. So we need to move forward. And this stupidity needs to stop. You're not giving out money so they can sneak around the base cloning people and doing all kinds of weird stuff. No, people used to live to be 600 to 800 years old. You know why? Because we were not mating with it. We're not allowed to mate with it. It is coveting our earth. It is not allowed to covet our earth. Same as the Anunnaki. They're not allowed to covet our earth. Ironically, I hold the top royal bloodline of the Anunnaki, as well as I'm a direct descendant of King James. I'm a direct descendant of James the Righteous. And I hold the bloodline of God, the Holy Trinity I hold. I am God, and I have proof. You cannot take my right to speech away. I live in Canada. I have the freedom to peaceful assembly. I'm not saying anything bad. I told the truth. Because of me telling the truth, the CDC in Atlanta, Georgia now knows how to help people for the COVID pandemic because of me. I'm a physician. I'm a molecular biologist. I work with special diseases. I have the cure for Lou Gehrig's disease. I have the cure for HIV/AIDS. I am the foremost leading authority on the AIDS virus. I'm the foremost leading authority on Huntington's chorea, on shy dragger, autonomic lateral sclerosis, Parkinson's disease as well. I'm one of the best surgeons in the world, one of the best general surgeons in the world. I'm a war veteran. Where are my medals? Why are you feeding me some kind of weird alien drink so I can't remember anything and switching me out? while my landlord at my old place, Peter Amaro, and Debbie are lying. And I finally got the truth out of Peter, and he said, I guarantee you, you have a twin brother. I'm not lying, Ian. You have a twin brother, and his name's Thomas. And he told me the truth. So I am asking very politely, please, Mr. Biden and Justin Trudeau, stop cloning people. You are not allowed to clone people. Uncle Rod's not God. I am God. For the Father leave all the judgment into the Son. For I do the will of the Father. I'm not here just to make trouble for you. I'm here to do the will of my Father. Now the universe is going to do everything for me to get that done. So why don't you guys just agree that I'm better than all of you people and smarter than all of you people, and that I am here to lead you people to freedom, to help you people? And why don't you just believe me and let me help you? And we'll all get through this better. Same as Greta Thunberg. What a good child. Why is she not in school? She's sitting there fighting for the environment. Vice Chair Al Gore, he did a speech in 91 or 93 on climate change. One of the foremost leading authorities on climate change. Nobody listened to Vice Chair Al Gore, did they? Nobody listened to René Levesque when he talked on that, and the damages of all the hydro dams and Jean Chrétien in Montreal. Nobody listened to those people either when they spoke on that. And look what's happening now. We're not allowed to use those harps to put voices in people's heads, Joe Biden. That's not up for discussion. I want that harp dismantled immediately. You're not controlling the weather and say, we're doing this in your name. No, you're not. I'm not authorizing you to put voices in people's heads. You're not giving Edgar any more money. Why are you giving people money? Where's all this black budget money going? For what? Well, we're protecting the earth. Okay. You want to protect the earth. Number one, you don't want to protect the earth, because you won't even acknowledge that I'm God. Number two, the harps are wrecking the earth. So if you wanted to protect the earth, you would turn the harps off immediately, shut them off and dismantle them immediately. That is a number one priority. Number two priority, in Canada, we need to build a water pipeline from Lake Winnipeg or Lake Superior in through the prairie provinces. I'd rather build it from Lake Winnipeg so we can go from up and come down and water and start growing hemp. That's going to cool the ozone layer and it's going to help heal. No, I am not asking you to do this. I am telling you, you will do this, Justin Trudeau, or you're going to jail. You're an asshole. All right? You're an utter asshole. And I don't like you. And neither does Spaz. She hates you all, because you won't listen. Now, my uncle has entrusted me, the planet Earth. My name is right in there, and my uncle Arthur Watson's name is right in there. It's our Earth. And I'm not going to sit here while you guys wreck it and give money to a bunch of stupid, weird idiots in Antarctica that are running around doing a whole bunch of weird stuff, abducting people and cloning people and abusing people. And no, man, you cannot do that. Okay, so I'm urging that we all work together. Now, with the 10 Commandments, let's start with the 10 Commandments. The first commandment is, "Thou shalt have no gods before me." Me and Thomas, Orion Thomas Werbiski. His real name is Werbiski. And James Ian Werbiski. We are God, period. That's not up for discussion. If anybody hurts Thomas, it's going to be a bad day for everybody. Okay? You can't kill innocent people. Edgar, you're guilty for smuggling in sarin gas. You're guilty for crimes against humanity. You're going to be going away for the rest of your life. Anyway, I'm looking at your deeds. Now, if your good deeds outweigh your bad deeds, then I'll spare you. Vice with you, Uncle Rod. Same as with the Oakley family. Thou shalt not covet. You understand? That's the 10th commandment. Thou shalt not covet. Yeah, well, Michelle's got fucking 3 clones. There's 2 clones, 2 or 3 clones of Michelle coveting her house. That's against the law, Uncle Rod. Well, I suggest you enforce the law. You have Todd Hankel, you have Joe Desjardins, you have Roger up there, my Roger from, yeah, Roger. You got my big Quebecois Roger. You enforce the law. It's not rocket science, Rod. We are no more meant to live in outer space than we are to live underwater. What part of that do you guys not get out of the Bible? In God we trust. In God we trust. Well, then I suggest you start trusting me, because you're looking at God, Mr. Biden, right here. And I'm not going away. You people are, if you aren't listening to me. I'm not threatening you. I'm telling you, I am here to save humanity. The Greys are coveting our earth, and we're kidnapping them as well, trying to hold them here. Let it go. Take your own advice. Now, why do you have a clone of you, President Biden, doing all the work? Listen, you're the President of the United States. If you can't do your job, and you have to have a clone in there to do your job, then you don't deserve that job, and I'll remove you immediately. Understood? Fair enough. YouTube, I'm not threatening anybody. I'm not sending out any threatening messages. I'm here to save lives. If you cut me off from saving lives, you will be held accountable for your actions. Your actions speak louder than words. I'm not here to harm you guys. I want to make YouTube a better platform. But in order for that to happen, you guys got to help me. Just because I talk peaceful, you can't take my speech off of here. I want to thank everybody for your time today. I want to move forward. I don't want the harps on anymore. They're getting dismantled. Spaz hates those harps. I hate those harps. They're not necessity, and they're not here for research. They're putting voices in people's heads. They're burning up the planet. They're releasing potent microwave radiation. And I want them dismantled. That is priority number one. And I want you to do what I asked you to do, Mr. Trudeau, please. We need to grow hemp. We have money in there. We cannot continue to cut trees down to make shit paper, to make writing paper. As you clone more and more and more and more people, you're not allowed to clone people, period. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. You shall not bow down to them or worship them, for I am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity to the third and fourth generations of those who hate me. So I tell you, Uncle Rod, Papa, I tell you to tell